Okay, how's my sound? Good? My name's Nicholas. I'm presenting for Khione Outdoor Gear. Our product is called the Shell. This product is a combination of a tent and a sleeping bag. It fits over any standard hammock. The concept originally came from personal experience. Many of our team are avid campers and hammock campers. We found that when we went hammock camping, we would get extremely cold. We wanted to solve this problem, but of course, we didn't want to rely on our own personal experiences. So we bought some pizza, we used the Lunchbox app, and we got 45 hammockers together. These hammockers, we got these hammockers together and we did an interview with them. We asked them 10 questions. We asked them 2 sets of questions. The first questions were closed-ended. And when asked on a list to pick which features were most important, they said they wanted something dry, something warm, something that was simple and lightweight. When we asked an open-ended question, we got some similar responses. They wanted something warm, something that was bug-free, and something that would protect them from the rain. We learned from these experiences that getting cold is not the only problem that hammockers experience, and so we decided we wanted to create a solution that solved all these problems to make people warm, dry, bug-free, and simple and lightweight. We looked at the competition. We looked at simple competitors like underquilts, which keep people warm but not dry, and we looked at items like a tarp that keep people dry but not warm. We looked at some more complex solutions, like this hammock, which keeps people dry and bug-free, but not warm, and it's certainly not simple. This is a more detailed look at our competitors, which we broke down by component, including a lot of other companies, as well as DIY products. Here's a more simple look on our next slide. You'll see that these competitors, some of these competitors were warm, dry, and bug-free, but none of them were simple. For example, the Hennessy Super Shelter came with a kit of zip ties that helped you set up an extremely complex process. So we come back to our criteria that our customers wanted, something warm, dry, bug-free, and simple. So we went to the drawing board. We did some thermodynamic heat transfer physics, and we came up with a few simple prototypes. This first prototype, the yellow one on top, went out on 6 different field tests. These were mostly acquaintances, but we gathered data, and recorded all of our data, and we found that most of them had a good experience. However, we found out that a few of them were still too cold, and a few of them felt like the setup was much too complex. So we dived into a much more complex prototyping system, where we went through 52 overnight field tests, and leading to the production of 5 additional prototypes. These field testers came from our Facebook following, which had grown to about 2,000 people. We would send the shell with them overnight. They would use it, they would bring it back to us, and we would interview them. Of course, we took careful notes on their experiences, as well as getting about half of them to respond to an online survey. We found some very interesting things. First of all, we found that this cinch system, which we felt was very simple, was actually very complex. They did not like it. They also felt like it was too big and baggy, and the suspension system was too complex. This led to our most recent prototype number 8. This prototype is different. We listened to our customer feedback. We added a door to make it simple to get in and out of, as well as a way to make the bottom adjustable. This prototype has been out on 3 field tests so far, and counting. Whoa. We're way at the end of the deck now, so we'll go back. The next thing we did is we put this product on Kickstarter, because we knew we had nailed the product. In a matter of hours, we reached our $15,000 goal, and over the course of a month we raised $94,000, which we were really excited about. Of course, we wanted to double check that all these new features we had added were right, so we sent out a survey to these Kickstarter backers and comparing Model 7 and Model 8. We found that 91% liked these features better, proving to us that these new, more simplistic features were exactly what they wanted. You'll see on the right a breakdown of some other features that we asked them about. Where you see our highest variability area was with the vents, which we are still getting feedback on and will iterate if necessary. We went out and took this product to different retailers to see what if they would put this on their shelves. A few of them said they would, a few of them said they wouldn't. But this was particularly helpful on coming up with our retail pricing. Another note with this pricing is that we sent out a survey with about 250 responses and did price modeling. That, in combination with our retail pricing, brought us to a retail price of $189. And if I could get the timer back up, that would be great. Thank you very much. You'll see here our costs are about $60, which is a conservative cost estimate. We think that will come down a little bit. Obviously, our highest margins are going to be in this retail setting, with a lower margins on our wholesale. However, putting this product in a few retail outlets will really help with our branding, which is an important barrier to our competitors that come in. We actually are just getting data in from our most recent color survey. As of this morning, we had 336 responses. Our top colors were these two blue colors, and we found that we could satisfy 86% of our customers with these two shades. Are there any questions?
Is there anything else out there that kind of is similar to this? Any competitors, anything like that?
There are a few competitors. Like I mentioned, there was the Chemic that I went over that's kind of a tent style, but it's not insulated. All of the other products that would be similar to this, that have insulation as well as a waterproof covering, all have very complex setups. They either use tent poles to prop up the shape, or they use some kind of runner that you have to run from the top into the tree. The design of this is competitive because it's so much more simple, and there's just a single line that runs through the center that raises it up off of the hammocker. And we have patents on this design.
What's unique about the bottom of it?
What's unique about the bottom of it? So this is 800 fill goose down on the bottom. This is engineered to rest about an inch below the hammocker's, an inch below the bottom, which means that the insulation here is not compressed like it would be in a normal sleeping bag. So this works much, much better than using a sleeping bag. Like I mentioned, it is adjustable so that it comes up and down and rests in that perfect place to insulate underneath the hammocker.
You had, it looked like the competitive pricing, there were options that were much more expensive than yours. How did you settle on the price that you ended up with?
So we sent out a survey to our community. A lot of Kickstarter backers responded, as well as people from our Facebook following, just asking about pricing data. We had about 250 respond, and we ran pricing models. The other thing we use is interviews with buyers from retailers and to get their idea on how much this would sell for.
What were your Kickstarter pricing options?
Our Kickstarter pricing options went anywhere from around $130 to $160, but some of those were combinations that included a hammock and some other items like that.
Have you raised additional financing since Kickstarter?
We haven't. We're working very hard on fulfillment right now. We're having these manufactured and should have them fulfilled in the next few months.
Offshore?
Yeah, China. We have spoken briefly with Campus Founder Fund, so that's a potential option for us, but we haven't been in serious talks now.
Will you be selling direct to the market or going through distribution?
Both. We already have an online website running sales, and we have had some success having pre-sales online. We'd like to put it in a few select retail outlets in order to help with branding, but like I said, selling online will have a lot higher margin for us.